Hi, what I want to take a look at in this quick video here is what to do with essays 4 and everything after that. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is English 102, Intro to Literature. And let's go ahead. Our last video we left off with essay 3 as I was kind of running through these to explain them. So let's see where we left off last time. It was essay 2, essay 3, right? So essay 3, sorry, let me just finished a class. Sorry. All right, so with this essay, we're going to write a rhetorical analysis. In a rhetorical analysis, you look to assess why something is effective rhetorically, or in other words, like you're looking at their use of rhetorical devices, or what they call rhetorical terms. You want to use this glossary here, build your essay around the types of rhetorical terms you see in there, and that's discussed in the lecture. Check the sample. There's some very good samples there on what a rhetorical analysis should look like. So Poe or Wilde there, right? Pardon me. Let's see. So Unit 6. Oh, good. Yes, and in this part here, we get into two mini essays that lead up to the last real parts of the class. So let's see. We have a mini essay on Linton Kwesi Johnson's Sonny's Letta and Claude McKay's If We Must Die, and these are both short pieces of poetry. And what we're writing is basically a 2-page analysis. So in this case, you're writing a rhetorical comparison. So let me see if I can bring up a relevant example here for you. I don't know if I put it here. I have a lot of notes on rhetorical analysis. I think maybe there, maybe not. That's not it. That one's not really a comparison. Sorry, I thought this would be much easier to find. I did this earlier this week and found it first thing. And I thought I would be able to replicate that. That's right. Give me just 1 second. Let's see. Satire. Rhetorical. I don't see it there. That's funny. Not really. It's not very funny, actually. Let me see if I can find it over here somewhere. Prompt types of texts. Sorry, well, I'm not seeing it up here. Sorry about that lapse in time there. I'm not seeing it for some reason. Anyway, I was going to show you a basic comparative rhetorical thesis. Let's see. Compose a rhetorical analysis that compares the rhetorical techniques and strategies on display in Linton Kwesi Johnson's dub poem Sonny's Letta and Claude McKay's poem If We Must Die. When you write a rhetorical analysis, the main purpose of the essay is to construct an argument about why a text is effective in delivering its message. And what you'll note here is that these people have similar things that they're talking about, but much different ways of talking about them. So why is the text effective in delivering its message to its main audience? Provide a close reading of both texts. Organize the essay around rhetorical devices, right? How does, let's say, word choice, for example. That's a really obvious one when you're comparing these two, to compare their use of word choice. So I'll just throw that one out there for you. That would be a good one to include, right? So organize it around devices like that. You want to address questions like what makes the text effective, who is the main audience, is there relevant historical context, what messages are delivered, what rhetorical devices. And again, you would base your body paragraphs. So this is a mini essay, so there'd probably only be like maybe two body paragraphs. You would base it on things like parallelism, anaphora, antistrophe, metaphor, different types of allusions, and so forth. So you'd have your about an introduction, about say two body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Would probably get you to that 2-page mark. And again, that is a mini essay. Number 4 is a mini rhetorical compare and contrast of Sonny's Letta and If We Must Die by Claude McKay. It is interesting, of course, to note the origin of the comparison. The origin of the comparison is that they are both West Indian authors who emigrated to different countries. So, of course, you got your sample there, you've got your summary there. So let's move on to the next one. In Unit 7, we see the mini essay on dystopian literature. Basically, this is going to set up the next essay, and this is going to give you a heads up and a good start on that. We're basically just writing a short definition essay, so 2 pages, on what is the literary genre of dystopian literature. So you answer that. That's it. I give you a little outline here of how it could look. 2 pages, at least three resources. Right. Again, a 2-page mini essay on dystopian literature. And again, the purpose of that one is to set you up for the very next essay. And that next essay is going to be one of the there are two things that really culminate the class, right? One is that we're then going to bring that around to, let's show you where we are here. So Unit 7, okay, got that one. It's going to bring us around to this essay, essay 4. Is this essay? I guess like bigger picture at essay 4, like the real, if you're not counting the mini essays. If we are counting the mini essays, it's essay 6. I'm sorry, I don't mean that to be confusing. I'll go in and make sure that it just says one thing. Anyway, that's not like a huge deal. All right, so but what we want to do here is we want to take the 2 main texts in this class, and we want to take Station 11, which, well, I do have that one over here. The other one's in the other room. But you want to take the other text. You want to take Jared Diamond's book, Guns, Germs, and Steel, and look at different scenes and different things that happen and different perspectives maybe of some of the groups and why things happen, and maybe what is the importance of art in a pandemic or in an apocalypse. What role does it still play? Addressing some of these types of questions. Other things to address, of course, would be like germs, right? What role does the spread of germs have on societies, cultures, Dive in deep on the sections of Guns, Germs, and Steel that talk about the talk about germs. Apply those to some of the scenes, and when they're talking about the outbreak that occurs in Station 11, there's a lot of mileage to be made from those types of comparisons. What we're doing is basically a lens paper where you look at Station 11 through the lens of Guns, Germs, and Steel, right? What do you learn in Guns, Germs, and Steel that can inform your reading of this book? All right, so we do a lens paper where you analyze Jared Diamond's Guns, Germs, and Steel and use it to analyze and assess Emily St. John Mandel's dystopian Station 11. In Guns, Germs, and Steel, Diamond essentially makes the argument that weapons, like guns, and germs played distinctly important roles in which areas of the world first and most effectively dominated various parts of the world. Mandel explores how different types of groups survive in the setting of her post-apocalyptic fiction, Station 11. How do weapons and germs play prominently in the journey of death and survival in Station 11? So it gives you some questions to think about there. Right, so think of areas where what they're talking about matches up thematically. Look for parts of Guns, Germs, and Steel that can inform and expand your reading and an understanding of what they're talking about in Station 11. All right, so that basically wraps that essay there, which brings us to the last one in the class. All right. And the last thing we're going to do is a research paper. The research paper, I hope I have the right one loaded here. The research paper should be literary in nature. I did fix the prompt, but I don't remember if I saved it up here. Well, that's not bad. I think a better explanation, though, and I might amend the prompt just slightly. A better explanation is, at least currently, to be found right here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to post more information about it. But just to kind of get started, what you're doing in the research paper is you're picking a particular writer, and I have a great example of this that I'm going to share with you. I don't have time on this video, but pretty soon I'm gonna make that one for you. But we're researching a person and basically how they were inspired by their life and their life's events to write what they wrote. Right? What was their real life inspiration for what they wrote? All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's basically the research paper, and that will basically be the class, right? You do those summaries, the discussion questions on top of that, and you will be doing well. And I want to congratulate all of you guys. I'm proud of you. You guys are doing very well in this class. Keep up the good work, and you're going to end up with great scores and moving on with, feeling really good about what you've learned in this class. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon.